watching News 12 on your side.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12, first at 5.
Well, it's a rainy and wet evening across most of the CSRA right now.
Yeah, a live look at our Beach Island camera, if you can even see, because it's so wet. More than 700 feet off the ground, and visibility is, well, pretty much nothing.
Yeah, it's a gloomy day out there for sure.
Yeah. We go now to First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale. And Riley, when is this rain going to end?
Man, it's looking pretty wet. I have an update on those rain chances for the weekend in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thank you, Riley. A 16-year-old is dead tonight after a car crash in Aiken County. The crash happened yesterday afternoon around 4 o'clock on Jefferson Davis Highway. That teenager has been identified as Tayron Kirkland, a basketball player at Midland Valley High School. Authorities say Kirkland was driving without a seatbelt and attempted to change lanes when he hit the back of another vehicle. Kirkland's car then flipped over. He died this morning at the hospital from his injuries. Former Midland Valley varsity boys basketball coach Henri Perry spoke on this tragic death, saying he is thankful that he was part of Tayron's journey and that he will forever be in his heart and forever a Mustang.
New in the last couple of hours, Governor Brian Kemp announcing $225 million in grants coming to the state. Richmond County getting more than $5 million towards several projects, including improvements to May Park in Boynton Road Park. The Boys and Girls Club of Augusta is getting more than $2 million for renovations, and Emmanuel County is getting more than $6 million for 3 projects, including a new Olympic-sized swimming pool at the Swainsboro Emmanuel County Recreation Department.
Also new, Augusta Mayor Garnett Johnson announcing the city is one of 5 hub cities to participate in the Biden-Harris president's Investing in America agenda. Now, these efforts will be on creating pathways in Augusta to access well-paying jobs created by several bipartisan movements like the CHIPS and Science Act and the American Rescue Plan.
After more than 23 hours of debating, a bill to drastically slash abortion access in South Carolina has cleared the House.
The House passed a 6-week abortion ban last night in a vote largely along party lines. The bill would ban abortions after a heartbeat is detected, typically around 6 weeks or so. Opponents say that's before many women even know they're pregnant. It would allow exceptions for when the life of the mother is in danger, for sexual assault victims before 12 weeks, and when the fetus has a fatal anomaly. As of now, abortion is legal before 20 weeks in South Carolina. As you can see right now on your screen, it is one of the least restrictive abortion laws in the Southeast. The bill still needs approval from the state Senate and, of course, the governor. The Senate could make changes, though, and send it back to the House. In the past, Governor McMaster said he plans on signing the bill into law. Any abortion bill that goes into law is expected to be legally challenged.
In the coming weeks, the Supreme Court is set to rule on President Biden's sweeping student loan forgiveness plan. But while the outcome is up in the air, the Education Department quietly extended a temporary policy that makes it easier for borrowers to lower their student loan payments. This means borrowers can continue to self-report their income, which affects how much a monthly payment is. This is to streamline the process of paying back student loans instead of submitting documentation that has to be certified. But the Education Department says that this is an easier system which have millions of Americans paying off student loans for the first time in 3 years. The Biden administration says the pause on student loan payments will last until 60 days after the Supreme Court's decision, or if there is no decision made by June 30th. Payments will restart 60 days after that date, which is August 29th.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis expected to launch his presidential campaign next week. However, a new poll by Atlanta-based Landmark Communication shows DeSantis trailing former President Donald Trump in Georgia by a 32% margin. The poll also shows Georgia Governor Brian Kemp at 7% should he decide to run. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley trails even Kemp at just 5 to 9%.
a program that helps South Carolina seniors access fresh produce while also supporting local farmers, will soon be back.
And this year, the benefit to seniors will be doubled. State House reporter Mary Green has the details.
The South Carolina Department of Social Services says its Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program is one of its most popular. It's federally funded and since last year available in all 46 counties.
We know that the senior population in South Carolina is growing. We know that senior citizens many times are on fixed incomes. They have expenses are going up across the board, whether it's housing or medical care.
Through the program, qualifying seniors receive $50 in five $10 vouchers that they can spend on fresh produce at approved roadside stands and farmers markets. That's double the amount available last year. These vouchers are valid throughout the summer. South Carolina residents who are at least 60 years old qualify if their income is at or below these amounts.
We encourage senior citizens to redeem those vouchers if you're approved and you receive them, because that's how the state is judged. And if we want to continue to offer a higher benefit amount for participating senior citizens, they need to make sure that they are redeeming those vouchers.
Applications are accepted in person at senior serving organizations in every county. The Department of Social Services has that information on its website at dss.sc.gov. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
Seniors have to bring a photo ID with them to apply, which they can do right now. If they're approved, they can receive their vouchers on the very same day.
In North Carolina, Charlotte Mecklenburg police are giving a big honor to a helicopter pilot killed in a crash last year. Chip Taeyang's wife received a standing ovation as she accepted the Civilian Medal of Valor for her late husband. Chip and WBTV meteorologist Jason Myers died when their helicopter went down along I-77 in South Charlotte in November. Police say Chip took heroic action to avoid the helicopter crashing on the interstate and hurting other people.
Mourning the loss and offering condolences, Chief Jennings called Chip a hero, saying witnesses indicated that Chip made diversionary moves away from the highway to save lives. Because of Chip's heroic acts, there were no further injuries or vehicles on the highway involved in this incident.
The National Transportation Safety Board released its preliminary report in December. It found the helicopter was in the air for about 5 minutes before crashing.
A long-anticipated feature now coming to iPhone users. Starting this week, the Georgia Department of Driver Services will start offering you the option to add a valid Georgia driver's license and ID to your iPhone and Apple Watch. Once added, you can present your digital driver's license at TSA security checkpoints, including at the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport.
Well, coming up, we'll tell you the story of two Georgia siblings who are graduating with special recognition. Riley?
It has been a very soggy Thursday so far, and we're still tracking a little bit of rain on our First Alert Radar Network. We'll give you an update there and a look at the weekend forecast just after the break.
Time and temp.
And cooler pattern will be sticking around the next several days.
All right, thanks, Riley. In Georgia, twin brothers are graduating high school with high honors.
They are valedictorian and salutatorian at Randolph Clay High School in Cuthbert. Alicia Lewis has their story.
Making history in education for the Rainey brothers have always been the motive. The two tell me they came into their senior year with the mindset of exceeding beyond any limitations.
Last year, we participated in graduation last year as honor student, and that when it really came to fruition that we could be this, so we started thinking of the possibilities, like what if.
To be selected as valedictorian and salutatorian, you must maintain an AB on honor roll and a 3.5 GPA after the first semester. The dynamic duo tells me it doesn't stop here. They are off to Savannah State this fall.
We just want to motivate everybody else coming up, the young kids and every other generation to stay working hard, continue to work hard, be positive, and don't let nobody tell you can't do nothing you don't want to.
Their mom says she couldn't be prouder of her boys.
You know, boys usually tend to kind of stray away and be hard and difficult, but I didn't get that from them. They were, you know, if I say do, they did. If they had issues of doubt and I pushed them, they did. So, surprised but not surprised.
The Rainey boys tell me they will use this spotlight to be a positive role model for their younger peers.
That's awesome stuff there. Coming up, science news that is out of this world. Stick with us.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Lexus Acura Infinity.
I'm Chip Lewis with Augusta Medicare Specialist. The Medicare enrollment process can be overwhelming. Let us take that burden off your shoulders. We're local and we're here to help. Don't wait till you're 65 to call. Are you64.com.
What are they doing here?
I don't know. AC's acting funny.
It seems like everything's fine with the air conditioning. Is anybody messing with the temperature?
Are you64.com.
The Perseverance rover on Mars has found more evidence of an ancient river on the red planet.
No, this is not a movie. This is real life. First Alert meteorologist Anthony Carpino is here to show us what NASA has found.
Yeah, guys, it's pretty incredible stuff. So the Perseverance mission kicked off back in 2020 with the launch and then made that landing on the red planet. Now, the theory of water on the surface of Mars is nothing new, but now we have ground truth as far as seeing some of these images in a little bit more higher resolution. Up until now, the only view of the Jezero crater, which is where Perseverance is, has only been from space. So we've actually been able to pick up satellite images just like this, and you can see what looks to be like almost like a river delta, something like you would see at the end of the Mississippi River. But now that these instruments are on the ground, the pictures have been just that more incredible. This is just one of those images that came from Perseverance. You can see these lighter shades of rock here indicating where the river used to actually flow. And now that we can see it in the detail that's shown here, scientists can actually figure that once a river most likely was there, and it was flowing at a really good pace. Now, the overall mission of Perseverance is astrobiology, so it is going to continue to look for signs of ancient life. You can learn a lot more about this mission and all the other missions going on Mars by going to NASA's website, nasa.gov. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, we're just learning so much about space now that things have started to develop. Technology is developing so quickly. But that's not the only cool space news today. Astronomers say they found an Earth-sized planet that's likely covered in volcanoes. Perfect, great place to visit for vacations and stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit warm, dangerous. It's located about 90 light years from Earth, so good luck getting
So
there.
there's a drive involved too.
Yeah.
Just a quick drive. But they say that there is no direct evidence to prove volcanoes exist across the exoplanet. So
it's just incredible stuff when you think about you have a piece of technology that's more or less, around Earth that can see 90 light years away. You just think
you
of,
can't even fathom how far away that is. I mean, you can't even make that up.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around that at all.
the scale for that essentially is 90 light years is the time it takes for light to travel. You think of light to travel from like one point to another in a year, and do that over 90 years. So it's just crazy. Light travels.
Think about the light. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these stars that we see could not even be there anymore because of how far light has to
exactly.
travel.
When you look at stuff from the James Webb Telescope, we've seen all those images, and most of those stars may not even be there anymore because it just takes so long to get that.
What I know, and then a planet of volcanoes. I mean, that's a movie?
That is a movie.
Wild.
That's something that you'd see in a movie.
It's pretty
Oh my
cool stuff.
goodness. Crazy. Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah, of course. I'm probably not going to visit, but ever.
Like those warm temperatures, it might be pretty good for you.
No.
Let's see.
Oh gosh. The ghostly wreckage of the Titanic. It has never been more clear. Speaking of